If you're after a grit-inducing hot hatch that's a bit left of field, I've got something here today that you really need to consider. This spicy little bugger is the facelifted 2025 Cupra Leon VZx. It's one of 3 new variants in the facelifted range, which now includes the 46990 Leon S, this 64990 VZx, and a 69990 Sports Tourer VZE plug-in hybrid. Starting with the restyling, it's now got a far more distinctive shark nose front end like the Tavascan and the Tare. It's also got these triangular LED elements that make it look a lot more futuristic. Now, this color here is called Century Bronze. It's a $2,650 option, and it's one of 3 new matte colors, as well as a host of new premium colors as well. They've also got these new 19-inch Hailstorm alloy wheels with copper inserts as well to give it a bit more flavor. They are wrapped in Bridgestone Potenza 235/35 profile rubber. There's also a $7,600 Extreme package, which includes Akabono 6-piston brakes, as well as some really cool cup seats that have carbon fiber shells and recycled materials. Rear end styling's been vastly improved as well, with this wraparound LED incorporating the Cupra logo there, and the triple triangle motif that we saw at the front is also incorporated into the outer edges here as well. Let's have a look how much space there is. The hatchback's got 344 litres of boot space with the seats up, and 888 litres when they're folded flat. Unfortunately, there is no spare tyre, just a temporary inflation kit. But this appears to be the subwoofer for the awesome 12-speaker Sennheiser sound system. Initially, this facelifted Leon will be available with a choice of 3 powertrains. The entry-level Leon S has a 1.5 litre 48-volt mild hybrid system with 110 kilowatts, 250 newton meters. It's good for 5.4 litres per 100 kilometers. The VZx we have here has the famed EA888 Evo 4 2-litre turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. In this application, it belts out 221 kilowatts and 400 newton meters. Unlike the Golf R, which is closely related to it, this is front-wheel drive only, but there is a 245 kilowatt all-wheel drive version launching next year. There's also a 200 kilowatt plug-in hybrid VZE Sports Tourer wagon, which is pretty cool and drives very nicely. It uses Cupra's Gen 2 plug-in hybrid system, which has a maximum DC charge rate of 50 kilowatts, a 20 kilowatt hour battery, and unlike a lot of other plug-in hybrids which use CVTs, it uses a 6-speed dual clutch gearbox for better response and driving manners. It's officially rated at 0.4 litres per 100 kilometres. That drivetrain will also make its way into this hatch body style next year as well. There's some big changes in the interior as well, with a 10.25-inch instrument panel and a 12.9-inch infotainment screen. Now, unlike the Volkswagen Golf GTI and Golf R, which it's closely related to, I'm pleased to report there's actual physical buttons on the steering wheel, which is a lot less annoying than what Volkswagen uses. And there's also a very intuitive voice assistant system, which means that if you switch from radio to another app, it's easy enough to get back to the radio by just saying, I want to listen to the radio.
The radio is already in use.
There's a steering wheel mounted start button, as well as this Cupra button here, which allows you to change the drive modes, including adaptive damping, artificial exhaust sound, which I've just defeated for this purpose, and transmission mapping as well. The steering wheel has this really nice carbon fiber style weave to it, and the overall material quality is as impressive as you would expect from a VW Group product. I'm quite fond of these copper highlights on the steering wheel, the vent surrounds, and they've even repeated that on the graphics of the instrument panel as well, which is a neat touch, as well as the stitching up here. The shift is somewhat familiar if you've driven a Volkswagen or Audi recently, except there's a big DSC off button here, which really highlights the sporting bias and playful nature of the car, and I'd be lying if I wasn't tempted to always turn it off. There's an adjustable center armrest, which is very, very handy for long journeys, and the seats are also very supportive here with the integrated headrest featuring the Cupra emblem up there. Unfortunately, there's no extendable thigh support, unlike its Volkswagen relations. It's still a very comfortable place to do long distances in. All right, time to see how it drives. Starting off, we've just got it in the road setting, which is the most relaxed in terms of transmission shift map. adaptive damping, and the quietest from an engine point of view. Still get a little bit of fruitiness from that quad exhaust at the back, which looks very nice as well as sounds good. If you press the Cupra button and put it in Cupra mode, then you do get an artificial engine sound coming through. I think as far as that sort of thing goes, it's one of the better ones that I've heard. That's not for everyone's taste, and a lot of people would prefer to just have it pure. There is a custom profile mode which allows you to mix and match the pure engine note with, for example, the sharper shift settings and comfort-oriented steering, and that seems to be the sweet spot for this car. Now, while I did highlight the fact that it's got buttons rather than the capacitive touch business of the Volkswagens, it is missing a phone answer and hang up button, so you do have to use the screen. It's not a big deal really in the grand scheme of things. I'd call it a minor annoyance. It's also got paddles, and they do feel a bit cheap and plasticky, if I'm being honest. You'd kind of want something a bit more metallic in a car like this, but other than that, it's pretty difficult to fault this interior. One thing I'm really fond of in this car is the Sennheiser 12-speaker sound system with subwoofer. It's got something called Ambio Immersive Tech, which uses AI to basically distill all the instruments in the song you're listening to and optimize for the best sound performance that possible. And I can attest that this really works. I've played a lot of high bass tracks in this car, and it definitely did them justice. The instrument panel's nice and clear as well. So at the moment I've got it configured so it's got speedo and tacho in the middle. There's power and torque indicators to the left, but I can switch that up as well to get transmission, oil temp and coolant temp, average economy and things like that. And on the right hand side it'll give me an indication of either the maps or what radio station I'm on. So it doesn't have a head-up display or anything, but it's very easy to just glance down quickly and get all the information you could possibly need. On the top of the dash, there's ambient lighting, which also doubles as the blind spot indicator and indicator lights in some scenarios as well. That's a really nice touch. Unfortunately, there is no wireless charging in this model. There's 2 USB-C chargers and there's tri-zone climate control, which also works very well and is tied in with the voice command system. Now, as you might imagine in our job, we get in and out of a lot of different cars, and pairing Apple CarPlay and Android Auto can be often a pain. Not so with this one. It was very quick to set my phone up, even getting in and out of the different models. Quoted fuel economy of this car, 7.6 litres per 100 kilometres, which, considering the performance potential of it, is outstanding. It does have stop-start, which you can defeat, but turns on very quickly, so it's not one of the worst systems that we've experienced. We covered a lot of kilometers to get here for the launch of this car, and no issues with backaches or anything like that. So the seats were very comfortable. The steering wheel feels great. The ergonomics are good. Refinement's great. Maybe there's a bit of coarse chip noise. That's permissible with this car due to its sporty nature and bias rather than a more comfort-oriented car. Now, I also sampled the VZe Sports Tourer, and that was also fantastic. In particular, what impressed me was the braking. So in a lot of plug-in hybrid vehicles, the brake pedal feels artificial and spongy and just unpleasant. In that car, it felt completely natural and really well judged. It honestly had one of the best braking systems of any plug-in hybrid I've ever driven. There was also a boost mode in it as well to give you a bit of extra power. It was properly rapid with its 6-speed DSG gearbox. This one's got a 7-speed. It's definitely more of the enthusiast choice, and it sounds great. This is definitely the sweet spot of the range though for now, because even though it's front wheel drive, it has that locking differential, which really gives it outstanding grip through corners. It's extremely confidence inspiring. The steering off center just feels great. Now, I've got it in the comfort mode at the moment and it's light without losing any feel. Let's do a 0 to 100. Go. That's 100. Man, this thing's quick. I don't care if it's artificial or not. That sound is just crisp as. It's not in this mode, but it was in the Cupra mode. So what you got to remember is this is the Golf R's engine, but it's in a front wheel drive package. So instead of being all wheel drive, It's just powering the front wheels. So it's a bit lighter, it's a bit more raw, and it's a bit more angry. And there's no torque steer to speak of. I've got to give them full credit for keeping that at bay. Cupra is also expanding its local footprint with new dealerships opening, and there's a 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty and roadside assistance as well. Now, until December, Cupra is offering a $1,990 all-inclusive servicing package, which really makes ownership an attractive proposition with this car. So it seems to tick a lot of boxes. Let us know what you think of the new styling in the comments below. Thanks for joining, and we will see you next time.